Now we start to study one of the most radical evolutions of defence in attack, the Pence attack. The Pence attack is another of those weapons that has evolved as a pure consequence of experience, and not just an invention of movement. For Husto and me, the Pence attack is amazing, radical and ballistic, as it's how we learn to survive some of our past experiences. Here we can see Husto shadowing the destruction of the Pence Pugno 6. This teaches us how to attack and destroy the major angles of the basic weapons. As we all know, there really is no perfect solution or answer to the STRI, but there are definitely ways of being more efficient and more effective. The Pence attack is one of those ways. Continuing our development of the Pence attack, we now connect the work from the previous class where we developed the double punch. Now we need to learn how to connect the punch and the Pence attack in an effective and dynamic manner. The smash and enter concept of the Pence attack really is an intense and powerful form of destroy and enter. If there ever was a movement that needs good mechanics, then the Pence attack is it. As without dynamic loading and delivery, the Pence attack is shallow and empty, and has little or no real effect. But with good mechanics comes the power and the brutality, and the Pence attack really comes alive, and turns a simple defence into a vicious and destructive weapon. This simple receive and destroy and then attack combination is fantastic, as it wakes up all kinds of instinctive emotions which we will all feel during training. We use the word receive only because we receive an incoming attack, but defence is not our objective, is it? Smash everything to smithereens is our sole objective. The Pence attack is an extremely aggressive attack. It feeds our deep-rooted instinct, and when trained properly, enables us to exploit and apply our instinct with devastating effect. Now let's watch as Roland feeds Husto the Pence Pugno 6, and how Husto now attacks and destroys the punch, and doesn't just wait to receive or block it. Let's get one thing totally clear about the concept of defensive parrying and passive blocking when it all kicks off in the street. Forget it, it's for fantasy merchants. If we don't unload like an explosive nail bomb, destroying everything in range, then we will receive for sure. Now in this next development of the Pence attack, we initiate with an attack followed immediately by another attack. The punch has several emotional functions as we know, but here it is used as a simple direct attack, and the Pence attack is used to smash and enter through anything that is in our way. In this next shot we should be able to see just how the pensador, the elbow and the Pence attack are all united in motion. And it is the question from the opponent that will ultimately instigate our answer. Now let's watch as Husto shows how we destroy the incoming punch and immediately answer with a Pence attack. Again we are looking to cultivate a very aggressive mentality. We have no interest in blocking or parrying, as it will probably result in us receiving personal damage, especially if the aggressor has a serious intent. KFM has investigated the concept of defence and blocking within the realms of chaos over the years to little avail. I've personally received a great deal of damage in the past whilst truly playing with these concepts. I've tried to parry an 18-stone guy who was genuinely trying to take my head off, and guess what? I can't remember much about it and it hurt a lot. Now this exercise starts getting a little more fun. We carry the work from the last class and just keep on building. We are now starting to accumulate a little more information, and so the exercise becomes more exciting. Husto and Roland continue to develop the pensacaídas and the levels. During this time, Husto is constantly working the pensador, and once back on his feet, you look how Husto immediately attacks and attacks again. This development just follows the process. We now change the combination from punch, pence attack, punch to punch, pence attack, elbow. Again, this is so that we can feel how the pence attack and the elbow complement each other perfectly. It also means we start to develop a real ability with things that most people totally take for granted. Working the simple weapon on the bag, etc. is cool, and many people look really good in training. But our real ability is developed when we play in this spontaneous format. We constantly keep repeating, for good reason, that this is only the white to yellow grade, so the level of pure intensity in reality is still quite low. Everybody knows the basic weapons, but possessing them is another story. Constantly training in this type of environment will ensure we develop what we are searching for, practical ability in an urban environment. Month by month, training outside becomes so normal. We will feel at home on the concrete, or in the bar or at the disco. In some of the coming classes, we will show clips from the night training classes and the nightclub training classes. All very interesting and at the same time great fun, because after all it's only training, thankfully. When we take the two-man predator exercise into the nightclub, it opens up a whole new dimension to the training. Lots of things change, and these become immediately obvious. We don't need to ask questions, only listen to what's really going on. This is the good part about this kind of training. It answers most of the common questions very quickly, and stops us asking them, and we'll find our own answers very quickly. When we find our own answers to common questions, it means we can let go and immediately move on. It means we can start dealing with the answers that we've found and start investigating and experimenting. We don't always find the answers we're looking for straight away, but that's what makes it fun. We need to keep on trying till we find how we function and what is our personal answer. Another great training scenario is late night training outside. This again is very interesting, as we start to understand many of the associated problems with different environments. We don't need to presume or seek words from others. There are many people out there that speak intelligent words about the street environment, but listening to words is one thing, personal experience is another. We need to experience. Even if it's only at the training scenario, it will still help us to experience stress and ultimately give value to how difficult simple things really become, and especially when it's late, dark, and we feel extremely uncomfortable with the environment and the situation. When we train outside in the dark, the pensakaide starts to become a very instinctive thing to do. It's not a technique we need to discuss or debate. When we are on the floor in the dark, stressed and receiving, our instinct will drive us to grab hold of something. When we try this, we will value for ourselves these words. We will feel how scary it is to be on the ground, how it's almost impossible to see anything at all. This also helps us to appreciate what we spoke about before regarding passive blocking and parrying. It becomes impossible in these type of environments, as we usually need to be able to see something with our eyes in order to parry or block it. We will very quickly understand that these things just don't work in this chaotic, stressed and blind environment.